Hello, welcome to the Quilted Chicken Farm and Rita's Rose. Well, I'm going to come on here just for a little bit, and I'm going to talk about something that happened yesterday. Well, it's not real exciting, but I thought it was exciting. I've got this old quilt here that my grandma, I was going to bring her picture to show you, and I forgot that my grandma hand pieced, and it's even been hand quilted, and I know it had to be from like the 1960s because grandma passed away in 1976, and even before then she had strokes and couldn't do anything. So it's been around for a few years. I haven't done the math to see how many years, but that's a few years. And I always thought that it was a really sweet little block. Looks like a flower basket, don't it? The flower basket's what I always called it. Mama gave me the quilt. Mama had it, and her mama had made it, and I've got it now. But Mama called me yesterday, and you know, my mama's 89 years old, and she's been going through a lot of old papers and stuff over at her house because she's saved stuff for years and years and years. And she found something, and she called me, and she said, I found that quilt pattern that Mama used to make that quilt. Now, I'm telling you, it's real fragile, but I'm going to hold it up there and show you. And it says on it, and it's not exactly the same, but I'll talk about that in just a minute. And it's called the flower pot. Let me fold that back. Okay, it's called the flower pot. And it says, the star is particularly happy to respond to a request for a very old quilt called the flower pot. Could you see a block piece with its 4 gay diamond flowers in their angular pot? You would instantly know the reason. It is a charming block when made with a pink, blue, yellow, and lavender print diamonds, all in a green pot with white background. I'm trying to read this. Alright, you have to pardon me. It's kind of hard to make it out just a little bit. In a green pot with white background spaces. Add seams to the sizes here given for making a pattern, and the block will finish a generous 10 inches, which would make a little elbow pillow, finished either with boxed edges or a 2-inch extended flanges of material, either the green or white. If making a flower pot quilt, set the blocks together diagonally with alternate squares of white, which may be quilted in a design made similar to the piece blocks. Anyway, my grandma made a quilt with it, and it's a little different. Where's my copy? I had a copy. Yeah, I made a copy, and because I don't want to keep handling that piece of newspaper. But if you can see here, it's only got 4 diamonds up there, and my grandma made 4. She made 4, 4, 4, and 4. 4 here, 4 here, 4 there, and 4. Because that's, so she didn't make it like exactly like that one. So I'm not exactly sure why hers is smaller. I mean, why hers is bigger and got more pieces. But I need to measure that. What did she do? Did she just add some more out here? The pattern only had the 4, and I think she put more. So I'm not sure. My grandma might have been a plain simple old country woman, but she was pretty creative, and she cut out a lot of quilts and made a lot of quilts. But I'd kind of like someday, and I told this to y'all about a year ago, I'd like to try that. So I may at least try to make 1 block from this. Not right now. I got too much other stuff started. But, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this old paper. I couldn't find a date on it. I looked on it. Let me flip it over here. And I couldn't find a date anyplace. And it looked like the magazine was called The Star. But I'm not seeing any date. Not anything at all. I don't know what year it was, but I know my grandma made it during the 60s. It had to have been during the 60s, and I can't pinpoint any more than that decade, but I'm sure that's when it was. But I just thought that was neat, and I wanted to just share that with you. But I'm going to share one more thing. This has nothing to do with quilts. Like I said, Mama's been going through old papers. So what did Mama find? Mama found a whole bunch of certificates here. I went through all of school and had perfect attendance for 12 years. And so I've got all these certificates here of not missing any days of school. You know that? And so there's a whole bunch of those. Well, this is where I was awarded a scholarship when I went to college. I didn't graduate college, but I went for a couple years. And then I've got my report cards here. Let's see if I can find one of them. This is my report card from first grade. And I guess how they graded us was they just put S's. My teacher, it says, was Osborne, Miss Osborne. Don't think I hardly remember her, because that's been a lot of years ago. And on the back, the teacher wrote, Rita is a good student. Rita is a good student who always finishes her work quickly. Rita is a good student and enjoys reading. Rita does good work. Anyway, I've always been a pretty good kid. Here's my third grade. Did I do good in third grade? Not too bad. I wasn't the best student, but I wasn't the worst either. I always just fall someplace right in the middle. And here's this one. Oh, this is 12th grade. And here's 11th grade. I think Mama had about all of them, because that's a pretty good stack full, ain't it? That's several of them. And there's like I said, there's those certificates. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but Mama was going through things and getting rid of it. And I think she got a stack for my siblings too. You know, I've got a brother. I have a brother, and had three sisters. One of them's passed away, but I've got two more. There was 5 in my family. Mom and Daddy had 5 kids. All right, I just wanted to share with you. I know you have old stuff in your family too, old pieces, but there's the old quilt block, the old quilt and the old quilt block. And this is not a big quilt. My grandma never made big quilts. They might have been just a nice full size, if even that. They didn't hang over the bed like these queen size and king size do now. But I think everybody I knew just had regular beds back years ago, and they wasn't big beds. Alright, I gotta get up and do something besides just talk to you guys, but I just sharing with you. I love y'all. Bye for now.